Hello, everyone. My name is Anansia Stafford, and today I will be presenting a PowerPoint slideshow on teaching and technology.
Okay, you guys, so I will be discussing blog posting and how it can enhance instruction. On this slide specifically, I have a couple of points about the history of blogging and how it has boomed into our culture. So please read and enjoy. The intention here is to provide an interactive platform for classroom assignments, articles, information, and discussion, to empower students by allowing them to contribute to everyone's learning experience, including their own, to track participation and engagement, of course, and to provide a long lasting source of information that students can always refer back to when they're done with the course, which is one of the pros, but we will get into that later.
Hello, everybody. I'd like to welcome you to the display of a WordPress site that I created. It was very simple to sign in. I was not a member before. All I did was I clicked sign in or sign up rather. I entered in my email address and a password, and boom, it just took me right here. It wasn't a long sign in process. So it's very easy and simple. Um, I was able to enter this image in, and I will show you how I did that briefly. The name of this blog, this sample blog, is Awesome Counseling Course Blog, and that will be the exact title of my course if it were up to me. Nonetheless, I digress. Um, what was here before was sample text. It was just, simple formatting, and I was able to change the text very simply. If you scroll down, I've entered in some sample postings, okay? Um, and in these postings, I also entered a picture just to show you guys how we're able to add different mediums um, and different clip art and things of that nature. So, very simply, for students, if I wanted them to sign in to this main account and make a posting, such as an article, maybe an excerpt, a video, or anything of that nature, they would simply just come up to the right hand corner and click write. This will take us to a different page where we can simply just type in, oh, excuse my spelling. We can type in whatever it is, the title of our whatever we're posting, and and the content. Okay. So, of course, here we can enter in our text. Here we can also add media, add links, and things of that nature. That's pretty helpful. We can change the texts and the font here. We're not really going to pay attention to this stuff over here. It really doesn't matter. I'm not that tech savvy, so I wouldn't have them to go over there anyway. so, so say for example, this is our posting. Once you're done typing or adding your video or whatever the assignment is, you simply go right up to the right hand side again and press publish. While it's loading. And boom, we have a posting, we have our text, and all is well. Okay. Um, the thing that is very beneficial for us is if we'd like to have other students to comment, that's when they would sign into their own accounts. Again, remember, so that we can ensure that, well, that will actually be on the next slide, but so that we can ensure they are who they are, making it easier for us to track their participation. They may come in and leave a response underneath the assignment that another student or the educator has posted. Okay. Okay. So see, there it goes. There is my response to the posting. So I'm going to dismiss this message. There's an advertisement. The great thing about this is that it is free. I did not have to pay anything to sign up. I did not have to pay anything next month. There's no trial or anything like that. However, you do have the options to pay if you want to have more space on here. I think you get about 3 GB of space. Again, I'm not that tech savvy, so I'm not sure what that, what that would look like. But again, that may be one of the cons, but we'll get to that later. Um, so how I added the design, which I think will be really great for students to, work together to design what they want their site to look like. So I would go to my site on the side. Okay, we've got a few options and stuff here, but what we're going to focus on are the themes and customize. Okay, under the customizing theme, they give us so many different options here. Here, we're able to edit the title of the course. We're able to edit the subscript underneath. We don't need any widgets or anything like that. I don't plan on using this sidebar for anything. I would just plan on keeping it as simple as possible. Okay. Um, we can add images. Okay. Off Google or whatever we saw fit. We wouldn't have a logo. I mean, you can come up with a logo. That might be cool, but so these are just some of the options that you have for making sure you're designing the layout and things like that. It's mostly these main things here. Okay, so I'm going to X out of this. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go back to customize because I know there's a place where I am able to add pictures. This picture up here I did. There we go. So what I did was I clicked on the picture icon at the top right corner, and here you're able to choose different images. I myself love flowers, so we're going to go that route. Okay, and then save and publish, just to give it some character. Okay, it's nice and saved. All right, guys, very simple. Um, if there are any questions or any criticisms or anything like that, you know where to find me on Blackboard, and please comment or ask any questions. I will look anything I can up on Google that I don't know and try to provide that information back to you. Um, Yeah. All right. Thank you. It's important that students feel safe in this online environment. To establish some grounds of safety, uh, as an instructor, I think it's important to have a confidentiality conversation and also a common agreement on what a respectful environment looks like, so that we can make sure that comments, postings, and things like that remain appropriate, intentional, supportive, um, and respectful. To further ensure their confidentiality, we would like to create, well, my idea would be to create pseudonames. People can have fun with it and things like that, but of course, we make sure we're able to identify who's who, create a class key or something like that. But because this will be available down the line, even after the students are done with the class, we want to make sure that we're protecting their names and their identity in that way. Um, to post, the instructor would have to give a password to the main page to the students, but they would only post whenever they're prompted to do so. This is just to prevent the page from becoming overly cluttered. It helps the teacher monitor when postings will be made and monitor the content a little bit better. Um, and it helps keep the focus of the blog, and the intention of the blog, um, and helps the students, it just helps them from not being overly distracted and adding things they're not supposed to. Okay. Um, so I just wanted to mention those things as a part of, um, the technicality piece of ensuing a blog. WordPress would be used as an enhancement of instruction. Of course, it wouldn't be used as the only tool of instruction. There's some very unique things that WordPress can add, blogging in general can add to instruction. And one of the biggest things for me that stands out is the self-empowerment piece. There's a lot of creativity that can be involved in blogging, and I would encourage students to do just that. Um, Pictures, videos, articles, and things of that nature. We also get to add visual and audio, onto the blog. It's another way to monitor participation as well, if that is not already included on the platform such as Blackboard. Um, and the biggest thing too for me is that the students get to still have this information after they're done with this course. So that's a big difference between the platforms such as Blackboard, because usually what I find is I lose all the great discussions that we have and all of the good articles, if I haven't, downloaded them quick enough. Okay. So these are some ways that WordPress can enhance instruction. There was a case study performed by Yang and Chang 2012 on 154 graduate students. What they were mainly interested in is, how blogging impacted students' motivation to learn, their peer interaction, and peer learning. They approached this in two different ways. They had students to have their own individual blogs, and then they had a more interactive blog where, um, students would be able to interact and comment and have discussions. More so how I've presented before, my intention, the community blog style. What they found was the community blogging style resulted in students' increase in motivation to learn, and in more interaction with between students resulted in comparison to the solitary blogs, of course. But what they also found is that the solitary blogs also increase students' motivation to learn from peer work than the traditional teacher-focused learning module. I thought this was pretty interesting because in both solitary and community blog forms, they show that there is an increase, in motivation for learning, period, and also learning from one another.